We saved thousands of lives. And what I did do, and we won freedom, and we won all of this, and this was a great achievement, though, worldwide, because I think you would have had a 1917 like the Spanish.
Motherfucker! 1918. 1918. Like he never, is he ever going to get that? We saw him live checked and he corrected himself for all of 2 fucking seconds.
Where 100 million, and maybe 100 million people died. I got the vaccine done, 3 vaccines.
Captain's log.
In less than 9 months. They said it was going to take 5 years and it probably wouldn't get done. I got them done.
Nobody said that.
And they do work, and they're great. I'm very proud of them, but people shouldn't be forced to take them.
You must have seen this week.
Edit.
This caravan is coming
the
through
biggest anyone's ever seen.
Yeah.
The biggest, okay, hold on. We got to be able to find this. Caravan headed for U.S. Border report. Where new migrant caravan sets off for U.S. from southern Mexico. This is September 4th. Let's see. Central American. This is Reuters, October 23rd. This is the newest one. New migrant caravan in Mexico pushes past blockade to head north. These are the folks. Alto represente immigrante. There's a cross there. Obviously, they're going to crucify someone. Here's some Haitian dudes in here, or African-American dudes, or whatever. This is an interesting outfit situation. The pom-pom hairdo. All right. There you go. Lady in a leopard skin strapless, like a spaghetti strap gown. Not exactly the kind of thing you do on a long march. Tapachula, October 20th. Several thousand. What's several? Several means 7 to me until you prove otherwise. It's more than 5, less than 9. Some people among the latest mass movement of migrants trying to pass north through Mexico said they hope to eventually reach the U.S. Some people among the latest mass movement of migrants trying to pass north through Mexico said they hope to eventually reach the U.S. border, where the number of migrants trying to gain entry is already hitting new records. Some 3,000 people, I was way off, including families with young children, began trekking on foot Saturday from Tapachula near the Guatemalan border towards Mexico's capital. One of the caravan's organizers, Ireneo Mujica, said he was leading the group to Mexico City and protested the lack of government assistance in the south, where officials have attempted to contain thousands of migrants and to demand legal documents that would let migrants move freely in the country. So this is a Mexican protest march. Okay. A highway checkpoint in Tapachula with some 400 law enforcement officers aimed to block their path, but many migrants managed to break past, many of them, not all of them, not the whole thing, but okay. A Reuters video showed people carrying backpacks and with children on their shoulders pushing through a cluster of officers in anti-riot gear who attempted to contain the crowd. One family, including a woman and small children, were knocked to the ground in the crush of people, their belongings scattered. Eek. Some migrants who have attempted to leave Tapachula in September to head north were subject to brutal treatment by Mexican officials. I can't imagine why they wouldn't want to stay, or why we wouldn't have a remain in Mexico policy. Mexico being such a lovely place. By the way, if you're vacationing in Mexico, I have to ask you, why? Why? Where do you think all the Mexican tax travel money goes to? Why? Go to Puerto Rico. Go to the Virgin Islands. Go to Hawaii, for Christ's sake. I don't get it. And the government's National Migration Institute condemned incidents of violence captured on video. I'm not clicking on that because I'm showing it might end up kind of okay. U.S. authorities arrested more than 1.7 million migrants at the U.S.-Mexico border this fiscal year, the most ever recorded. This isn't the people that got through, by the way. Fiscal year, by the way, ended in October, whatever, ends the middle October, 15th or something like that. Most ever recorded. Okay. And there you go. So this is the biggest one he's ever seen. Okay. Which apparently is 3,000 people going to the Mexican capital to protest mistreatment by the Mexican government. And some of those people say they want to head north to the American border. Some. Some.
Del Rio. Okay, this caravan that's coming up now is actually fighting with the Mexican National Guard, forcing their way through. How do we stop?
It's not the National Guard. It's anti-riot police, and they're going to the Capitol to complain to the government about how they're being treated as migrants within Mexico. So,
this? And when they get here, what do Americans do? They're here.
So the wall would have stopped them. So the only
yeah, I know. Oh God, that's an unfortunate freeze frame.
thing they can do
They're
is to
letting
go.
them in.
I know. The wall
They're letting them in. They're not letting them in.
stopped them. The only thing they can do is go to small areas where the wall was going to be completed over the next month. I mean, it would have been completed
Yeah, it's just that 1 month of wall.
almost immediately. They just had to finish it.
But now,
Okay, before we start that, let me just tell you, these are rough people. They were going through the Mexican police, who are tough. They're tough police. They were lined up. They thought they could stop them. You look at that front few lines of the people there.
Oh yeah, let's look at that. Hold on 1 second. Now I'm going to pull it up on this other side in case something goes. It's really awful, but let's see. Here, Elena. There you go. Migrant caravan in Mexico presses on, meets growing resistance. These folks, what? A number of children seeking to cross Mexico. Yeah, they're rough characters, these children. Tuesday, troops from Mexico's National Guard and agents from the National Migration Institute, Imigración Nacional Migrante, I guess, sought to break up the latest caravan. They took, let's see, Mexican government has deployed more troops to its border with Guatemala in a bid to reduce the flow of migrants in recent months, pressuring U.S. officials to take strong action. They took them away. A Guatemalan migrant called Bertha said of her children. Bertha, a mother of 5, declined to provide her surname due to fear of reprisals. She tearfully described how 3 of her young sons were detained by authorities after she left them momentarily with others to go and buy food. The night before, she said one of her daughters was taken from her. Reuters was not able to independently confirm her account, and the INM did not reply to a request for comment. Back up. Del Rio ties a sprawling new thing. Blah, blah, blah. Hold still with your stupid ads. Gee whiz. Okay. Oh, it's on a different page. Beg your pardon. Mexico condemns violent actions by migration agents caught on video. So that's this situation. Mexico's National Migration Institute, INM, condemned the actions of agents caught on video over the weekend, throwing a migrant to the ground and kicking him in the face with the help of National Guard troops. And they're not showing it. All right, it's just the thing. I've reached my free article limit. I beg your pardon, and I'm not paying for this. I'm not paying to fact check him because I don't have to.
On this caravan, a name I came up with because I saw some caravans, but they were tiny, and we ended it. We stopped the caravans. We made sure. Now what's happened is they're talking about.
No, oh, by the way, by stopping the caravans, he meant let COVID run rampant through the United States. So even people fleeing gang violence, drugs, and war zones were afraid to enter the United States. It's a good plan.
Caravan, 120,000 people are going to be for 100. That's like an army. If you look at that front line, they look
120,000. Wait a minute. They said 3,000 in that article. Where's the? Okay, hold on. 120,000 caravan, Mexico. It's got to show up, right? Mexico prepared to offer us. Okay. So I'm having trouble because the must include 120,000 part doesn't show up. New migrant caravan sets off for U.S. from southern Mexico. That's September 4th. And by the way, according to this, only some of those people are going to the United States. The rest of them are going to the capital of Mexico to complain about conditions. Their prospects dim. Haitian migrants strain Mexico's asylum rule. Mexico prepared to offer asylum to 13,000 Haitians. Parents of missing migrants begin Mexican caravan crossing. Clashing arrest. Okay. Troops get in the way of migrant caravan. This is August 29th. Migrant caravan in Mexico. Okay. So this is the whole, let's see this whole business. These are the people. Okay. They're coming through. People are filming this. This dude is going to offer this woman his umbrella, whether she wants it or not. You're wearing sandals for a migrant hike? I'm just saying. Because people join in. Oh, that guy's going to Wisconsin. Oh, no, I thought he had a cheese thing on his head. One of those great cheese hats from Wisconsin. Wisconsin should pass those out as rain cover. Chicago. Okay, he's already got a Chicago shirt on. He's going to blend in. She's got her walking down with her. It's amazing. Okay, so here come the guys. What the fuck is with the footage now? Wait a minute. When did it get all like blue gray? I guess the weather would affect the lighting, but this doesn't look like it's managed to look awful at all. Okay, and this is them trying to push through. This is the group they're talking about. Yeah, these folks, are brushing past and fighting with cops and that kind. Oh. That's the guy. That's who they're talking about. That's the kicking in the head, the video, the thing. And those guys who bush through, and then they arrest those guys and put them in a van and take them away. While these guys look like villains from Power Rangers, I would go with. Just Oh, look, and RT's putting it together. Thanks, RT. Yeah, the latest video from that business. Okay. Clashes and arrests with troops. So that's who put that there. And by the 120,000, I know you're thinking that looks like about 3,000. And it's the same people shot multiple times to make it look like a lot more people. But then what are you doing? Looking at stuff? Who are you going to believe?
They belong in the NFL. In fact, they should be signed, some of them, for the NFL. You look at...
Well, as long as they don't kneel, for the flag at this point. I mean, obviously they wouldn't because they're fighting like hell just to get through and come to the United States. So second, they probably would appreciate being Americans more than some of the people who are trying to keep them out. But that's another conversation.
Burst through tough Mexican police who tried to stop them. They had no chance. We have to stop them. We can stop them, but we have to get very tough. But we cannot let... Our country is being poisoned. It's being...
Jesus Christ. By the way, all those people are going to the Mexican capital, and they're fighting back against how the Mexican government is treating migrants. So they're sort of like, I don't know, storming the Capitol types. They're like trying to have their uno siete insurrecciones. You know what I'm saying?
Poisoned. And you know what else? It's being poisoned also with drugs. We had fentanyl down to the lowest number since its founding because fentanyl...
Yes, remember the founding fathers of fentanyl is one of my favorite Netflix series.
If you look, it's worse than anything. It's the worst.
It's a killer.
Much of it's made in China, and I had him just about stopped. I said, look, we're not doing any business if you're going to... All of a sudden, they're making fentanyl.
What the fuck? Where did that come from? I had him... You mean Xi Jinping? Since when? I mean, we're used to him just kind of trying to rewrite history, but Christ almighty. Why does he drool so much? It's a good question. It's gross. He is very slurpy on this one. Stimulants will make you salivate a lot. So that's why I always have to drink something, because I clearly don't have enough European Sudafed in my system or something to keep me awake and going through most of these shows, I guess. Jesus Christ.
Like crazy. They're sending it through the border. The numbers...
The ports.
Fentanyl have gone up tenfold.
Well, no, the amount of seized fentanyl has gone up. Because you can't prove a negative. You can't know how much stuff is getting through. And if you're assuming that more getting caught means more's getting through, that's an assumption about Customs and Border Patrol and those folks, which you pretend to care about and pretend to think are good people until they turn on you. You're basically saying now that you're not in office, they're not doing their fucking job.
Not stopped, but I had it almost stopped. When we would have had the wall completed and a couple of other things, I would have had it down to
a couple of other things, like AI programmed 50 cals that auto load.
It's nothing.
The moat gators
and drugs generally are pouring through our border. People that are very sick.
Oh, dude, the slurping. Now you got me thinking about it all the time. Son of a bitch. Yeah, the sniffing's bad enough.
Drugs generally are pouring through our border. People that are very sick.
That wasn't a sniff. That was a slurp.
Are coming into our country. Very contagious diseases. Many different diseases.
Many.
Not just.
This is the Haitians have AIDS thing.
But by the way, COVID is peanuts compared to some of these diseases. They're pouring through our country.
Oh, the slurping. This is the first time it's really stood out as a thing. It's getting to me.
They are destroying these leaders, if you call them leaders, they're destroying our country.
Well, and the saddest part of it is they're here. And if it's 1.7 million that we've counted, I imagine it's just as many who got through it who were runaways.
You can multiply times 7.
Right.
I don't know if you know.
You can multiply by 7. 7 million people have gotten through because why? Because she said 1.7, and so he's saying you can multiply by 7. Just talk right out of your ass.
That number. So if they have 1.7, they say you multiply times 7. That's the number that come in unchecked, totally unchecked.
Really?
And the other thing, so you're talking about.
Really? Really? I've been in the news and on Fox forever, and we do nothing but shit on immigrants, and I've never heard that number. Times 7?
You're talking about tens of millions of people over a relatively short period of time.
Multiply 7 times 1.7 just for us. Just do it. It's an important number to you. Just do basic multiplication. I want to see it.
Over a 2-year period of time, we would have more than 10 million people coming into our country. Our country can never be the same.
Right.
Our country is changed already.
Do you have a plan to go to the border to boost morale there?
Well, I've gone to the border many times. I mean, I don't.
Are you going again?
Well, I just got.
Yeah. I don't. Why would he go? How would it boost morale? What the fuck are you talking about? Is that why the fentanyl and the people are getting through? And it's just, these people were stopping them. Nothing has changed materially in policy. You're vetting people, but that doesn't mean you're not stopping the people who are illegal, who are just crossing. Doing the vetting on families and children is not the same as letting everybody through. So is the Customs and Border Patrol and ICE and all those people that he used to just, fillet on a weekly basis, are all of a sudden, do they just suck at their jobs? Or are they no longer defending America because let's go Brandon?
I was there recently. I saw what Biden said. He was there sometime, but he wasn't there.
2008, but
he wasn't there. I don't think he was
said
even.
He doesn't have time.
No, I've been to the border many times. I don't think it helps for me at this moment to go. I'm not the president.
Really? Yeah, it doesn't help. You can go look at it and see if you're telling the truth.
He's the president. He's got to go to the border. The Border Patrol people are incredible.
Why? 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 Why do you have to go to the border to know the problem of the border? Is it feel different when you're down there and you see a herd of people versus seeing them from the sky? As a matter of fact, you might have a stronger feeling about it if you just look at it from the air. If you just look at it from like satellite imagery or the figures. You might go down there and go, these are just people. You know what? I think you guys are overreacting.
And when I was there a few months ago, I was there like 3 months ago. They're so incredible. ICE people, and they're tough people. They have to be tough people. They love our country. They really.
But not enough to continue doing their job after you left, because apparently when they mean our country, they mean Trumpistan.
To do their job. That's the amazing thing. It would be easier if they didn't. They want to do their job. They're tough people, but they're great patriots, and they're being treated with tremendous disrespect.
Still ahead, President Trump responds to the escalating crimes.
So I'm sorry. They're not doing their job because they're feeling disrespected. And you're trying to tell me someone like that, I mean, I don't think they're actually doing that. I think that's a total mischaracterization and bullshit. But if they are doing that, you're going to tell me that that's a person that loves their country? I don't care. I'm letting fentanyl and terrorists through now. I don't give a shit. If you don't, like, what kind of delicate snowflake lunatic would think like that?
In America. Plus, he has a message for Hunter Biden that you don't want to miss.
Is he going to buy one of his paintings?
Welcome back to Justice and our exclusive interview with President Donald
By the way, thanks for the graphics. It was great. And I'm glad it starts with a bell like it's a boxing match.
Trump.
Please come back to this interview with both of you wearing gloves with mouth guards in.
Now tackle crime in America, and of course, that includes Hunter Biden. I want to talk about my favorite subject.
Go ahead.
Crime. They are trying to defund the police, demoralize the police.
No, they're not. No, they aren't. And she means Democrats when she means they, or the Biden administration. No, they're not. Matter of fact, the Republicans voted against extra funding for the police. No one's trying to defund the police. There are some movements to demilitarize, and there are on a local level some areas where they're trying to do their internal, like Minneapolis directly, the city itself. And it didn't work, and they're refunding the police. Nobody's passing this as a federal program. Not anyone. But it works as a good sales pitch.
They're now firing police.
No, they're not. No, they're not. They're letting anybody go in the police department that won't get vaccinated. And you think street cops or detectives are the only people there that do that? You don't think that they would let custodial staff at a police precinct or anybody like who simply answers phones there or whatever? You don't think they'd let those people go too if they wouldn't get vaccinated? And by the way, I think local judges in a couple of places said that they have to get vaccinated, but they don't have to do it right away.
We've got shocking headlines from everything Biden releasing a gender equity plan to make sure that women are released, eliminating cash bail and all kinds.
That make sure that women are released? How's that what do you mean gender equity so that women are released? Arguably, if you wanted gender equity, you'd want to add 3 to 7 years to every woman's sentence. Because women are sentenced 3 to 7 years less than their male counterparts. So if you really wanted gender equity, that's how you would get it. I'm pretty sure that's not what the Biden administration's asking for.
Of crimes. And 2 San Francisco prosecutors have quit. Chesa Boudin is the DA there. I just want to take 1 second and I want to read this one case.
Well, they quit in protest because they say what's going on over here.
Yeah, because he's not making arrests, but he's letting people out. But in one case...
well, he doesn't make arrests. He's not prosecuting some people. And part of it was because they were doing a bigger sting on the organization that was doing all the shoplifting, and they actually got them. So they let some of the people out, and they went right back to stealing, and then they took them to the people who were coordinating the whole thing, and it was the largest mob-style shoplifting enterprise in the country, and they busted them.
And charged with robbery. 8 prior felony convictions, was released early by the DA, Chesa Boudin, in San Francisco, Nancy Pelosi's playground. He's then arrested 4 more times for other crimes, but the district attorney's office never charged him. 9 months after he was set free, he hit and killed 2 women while driving drunk in a stolen car. This is America today. What can we do about it?
Hold on. Okay. Now he'll go to jail, and rightly so. But the idea that somehow his robbery things or his burglary things or the earlier stuff when he was younger, and God knows how long, I mean, I don't know the story of this guy. Shall we look him up? Let's see. Hold on.
He hit and killed 2 women.
Hold on. Was her name?
DA Chesa Boudin in San Francisco, Nancy Pelosi's playground. He's then arrested 4 more times.
Hold on. Let's see. San Francisco man, stolen car, drunk, kills 2 women. There we go. This will come up. Let's see. Two women killed in Soma hit and run. Suspect identified as Pirro A with rap sheet. This was a New Year's Eve hitting. Trump was still president when this happened. Just for the record, just in case it matters to you, just in case it might have sounded like she was saying this is something new to the Biden administration or new to how Biden has directed Democrats to do things. This happened while Trump was president. Okay. A parolee with an arrest record for armed robbery and burglary. Okay, so he was on parole. So he had been let out of prison, not jail. Local versus state, whatever. Allegedly stole a car on New Year's Eve that was then involved in a hit-and-run collision in San Francisco's Soma neighborhood that left 2 female pedestrians dead. So he hit these 2 women while he was drunk. The collision happened at 4 p.m. at Mission and 2nd Streets. The police arrived to find 2 seriously injured victims, one of whom was pronounced dead at the scene. Suspect fled the scene on foot after crashing the vehicle, but was then soon detained. 45-year-old Troy McAllister of San Francisco is the subject. He was arrested on Thursday on a variety of charges, including voluntary manslaughter, possession of a stolen vehicle, leaving the scene of an accident, burglary, DUI, possessing a gun with a large capacity ammunition magazine, which, by the way, is something that Jeanine would not want him charged with, for the record. The vehicle McAllister was driving was apparently stolen just minutes before. Around 4 p.m. after striking another vehicle and then the 2 women. McAllister allegedly ran out of the car and into a nearby commercial building where they located him. Video from the scene posted a shirtless man being handcuffed by police. That's this business right here. This dude's pointing. So there we go. Some guy. There's the police. This is where the accident happened. There's the dude. Shirtless. Well, there you go. So this guy, for the record, long rap sheet, had a gun he wasn't allowed to have because of a felony. Stole a car, smashed it into another car, and hit 2 women and killed them. Now Jeanine would have a case if this dude was not charged after this. But like burglary or some, like them not charging him for potential theft because they didn't think they had enough evidence or they didn't think it rose to the necessity of taking him off the street as a parolee or what have you is a whole different thing. But this is the dude they're talking about. It's the folks walking around. There's the cops. This is the whole section. Apparently there are no cops in San Francisco and no one can do it. Okay. Yeah. So, just for the record, the idea is that because the DA didn't charge him, that they're responsible for everyone downstream if this person acts again. Okay, if this person does something again. Now, this is a weight I believe all judges carry, and all parole committees and clemency hearing people carry more than anyone else. This is the thing they must weigh the most. Will this person reoffend? Because there's no way those folks don't carry around the deaths of people who are killed by folks that reoffend. And if you shrug them off, I don't think you should be in a position of power. But yeah, Jeanine's not a judge anymore. They just call her that. She's judge like Judy is.
Other crimes, but the district attorney's office never charged him. 9 months.
Well, they had that discretion if they believed there wasn't enough evidence to charge him.
After he was set free, he hit and killed 2 women while driving drunk in a stolen car. This is America today. What can we...
No, it fucking is not. Hold on. I get being upset about this particular individual case, and talking about it in those terms is reasonable. Let's say like DUI statistics Okay. 2021 drunk driving statistics. This is just general without the dude being a criminal or whatever. These are our key drunk driving statistics. Year to total. Let's see. We have... drinking and driving kills more than 10,000 people a year. Though that number has decreased in recent years, alcohol-related traffic fatalities make just under 30% of all traffic fatalities. Beyond the fact that, you know, if he was sober, would he have hit anybody when he was stealing the car? That's kind of part of the case she's making, that he was drunk and stole a car. Whatever. Okay. Total traffic fatalities. Let's see. 2021. Do we have a latest drunk driving certificate? Significant factors. These rage. Okay. Age, gender, number of people. Okay. These are the states with the highest amount of annual alcohol-related fatalities are Texas, California, and Florida. 2 Trump states to one Biden state. Let's put it that way. According to NHTSA data from 2018, there were 1,677 annual drunk driving fatalities in Texas, 1,240 in California, and 958 in Florida in 2018. The states with the lowest amounts were Rhode Island, Vermont, and North Dakota, low population states, of course. But the number of fatalities involving alcohol is the crucial point. Alaska, 80 fatalities, 36 of them were alcohol related. That jacks their number up high. So while California is actually 5% lower, 10% lower than Alaska, much bigger state. Let's see, Florida, 31%. Texas, let's see, Texas would be down here, 46%. Shit, Texas, you're right up there with Alaska. Let's see, 2019 there were 36,096 deaths. Let's see, 2019 alcohol impaired traffic fatalities 10,142. Total traffic fatalities 36,096. Let's see, how to prevent drunk driving and all this stuff. Okay, I don't see the drunk driving statistics 2021. Gender. Men are 4 times involved in 4 times the amount of drunk driving accidents as women. Men account for 80% of drunk driving fatalities. Most of the time you kill yourself. Let's see. Yeah, it doesn't say the one for this year. But you're averaging about 36,000. This is drunk driving statistics on this. Let's see. Parolee reviolation murder rate. Parolee system could see changes after review of murder cases. Harrisburg, and this is 2019. Harrisburg, PA, an internal review of Pennsylvania's parole system spurred by 5 parolees getting charged in quick succession with homicide is in theory acknowledging a long-standing complaint of parole agents over a long-term policy shift designed to help more parolees succeed on the outside. Law enforcement groups largely welcome the acknowledgement of the State Department of Corrections with the Pennsylvania District Attorneys Association calling it a significant recognition. Parole agents, however, were skeptical it will change a system that they say over the past decade has stripped them of discretion to pull a potentially dangerous parolee off the street. The department's recommendation, one of 15 in its August 28 report, comes after changes in the law and internal policy of balloon parolee ranks and helped drive down Pennsylvania's prison population. It asked lawmakers to update a 2012 law and add a trigger for automatic 6-month to 1-year jail sentence for a parolee who continually ignores parole conditions such as going to treatment or counseling. The 2012 law already has 5 such triggers, including threatening behavior or possession of a weapon. Corrections Secretary Johnny Wetzel, which you have to catch him with. The hard part with the weapons thing is that you have to find him with the weapon, right? I wanted to know, what are all these recommendations? If you're going to make major changes, let's get them on the table. What emerged was that agents didn't feel they can take action unless a parolee's record meets the triggers already in state law. The goal of this recommendation said is not to jail parolees for innocuous parole violations like positive urine tests for marijuana, but failing to comply with treatment, absent anything else, we should have the ability to put someone in prison. Parole is distinct from probation. Parolees are released from jail, from state prison after they reach their minimum sentence, but they remain under parole until they finish their maximum sentence date. Technically, parolees are still wards of the state that just allowed out. It's like house arrest with a broader opening. That's different from probation. Probation is we're just going to watch you, but you can, if you break another law, we'll take that into what you've been on parole for or probation for into consideration when we sentence you for that thing or charge you with that thing. And so, whereas a parolee, you're basically supposed to still be in jail. Yeah. So anyways, this one particular case, this is Biden's America all of a sudden, is what she's saying.
About
well, this is America today. It's only going to get worse because you have all of these.
It's only going to get worse. Boy, are they going to be upset.
Millions of people. Many of them are the worst people. The worst people.
Sorry, how many people?
What can we do about this?
This is America today. It's only going to get worse because you have all of these millions of people. Many of them are the worst people. The worst people. Somebody would say, "Oh, that's not a nice thing to say." Some of these people are the absolute worst people.
But the DAs are the worst.
They don't.
Well, no, they aren't. And this dude's not an immigrant. The guy they're talking about, this fucking dude, I'm gonna guess that Troy McAllister of San Francisco is not from Guatemala. I'm not up on my Guatemalan Christian names, but McAllister doesn't sound like it. Troy McAllister, as a matter of fact, I was fairly certain when we saw the video would be a white dude with that name. Just, knee jerk. But he's not. But even still, he's not a migrant. He didn't come up with a fucking caravan. He's born here. He's a citizen. Like, what the... Yeah, this is the San Francisco parolee accused... Okay, back on. Like, shit. Despite several recent arrests. And again... This is something you make in a judgment when you vote for a judge or a DA. It matters. And in many ways, a DA shouldn't be turning assholes like this loose that easily. They shouldn't be flippant with the law. But what the fuck does this have to do with fucking Guatemalan women trying to carry their kids north to the border? Jesus.
All they want to do is indict Republicans. That's all they do. They want to go after Republicans. They use the DAs, the attorney generals, and the federal government. Now, sometimes you have fair people, sometimes you don't. They're good at destroying Republicans. They're horrible at destroying crime. They're letting these people that are killers go out. You look at...
God damn, it's like he's slurping all the time. His eyes are watery. What drug is this?
You look at New York, what's gone on with the crime in New York. New York is like a different place. Here's the good news.
Okay, so, sorry. New York crime statistics. NYPD. NYPD announces citywide crime statistics for August 2021. Murder, shooting incidents, and overall crime declines compared to August 2020. Son of a bitch. But wait a minute. I thought... Yeah, you're seeing that. Yeah, that's what that says. Biden's America. You look at New York and can I get a chance? Poll 29 to 36 on Trump admits. I'm sorry, say again. Wait, let me scroll back down to this. Somebody said, missed that part. I got to scroll my chat down. I mean, come on. How easy was that? And I'm not pulling fucking Fox News or Newsmax or MSNBC or whatever. This is the police department. You know, all the guys who like applaud Trump when he walks into the fucking precinct, right? For the month of August 2021, the number of murders and shooting incidents in New York declined compared to August 2020. Murder decreased by 8%. 53 versus 58, while shooting incidents decreased by 30%. 167 versus 241 in August of 2020. Overall crime in the city decreased by 5.4%. 8,824 versus 9,330. Now, the overall crime statistic probably involves a lot of like people who are arrested for petty crimes around the riots and shit like that. But still, let's see. Compared to last August, gun arrests for the first 8 months of 2021 have increased by 37%. That's the arrest compared with gun arrests through August 2020 and are up 30%. By the way, arresting people who have guns and who aren't supposed to have fucking guns leads to fewer of those guns being used killing people. And so that's why we need stricter gun laws. See how that works? Notice the correspondence there, Trumpies, that when you arrest people who shouldn't be having guns, fewer people end up getting shot by those guns. While shooting incidents decreased by 30%. Look at that. Almost point for point. Gun arrests for the first 8 months of 2021 have increased by 37%, and shooting incidents have declined by 30%. Who else brings you this kind of clarity on these issues? I mean, honestly. So thank you for your support and the people who've subscribed. Thank you, yada, 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 for subscribing. Thank you, Francie, for the super chat. And thanks for being a member, by the way, for 9 months. Thank you, Robin, for the super chat as well. Thank you, Carolyn, for subscribing on YouTube. You guys can subscribe over there. How your girlfriend wants to know if your real name is Hal and what your middle name is. Yes, of course, my real name is Hal, and my middle name is McGee. I talked about it in the show at Flappers on Friday night. Thank you, Joe Carter. Thank you, Gina. Thank you, Benny Loco, reminding everybody, when does this madness end? It won't. It never ends. We just learned, madness in many ways is like coal. It's always there, but if you apply enough heat and pressure, it turns into a diamond of comedy. Look at that explosion. Look at that, subscriptions. See, and if you subscribe and do that kind of stuff, it fills up the jar. We haven't had a full jar in a long time. I'm just saying, no pressure. But it would be nice. Bits and things. Hal is short for Alberto. You bet your bottom dollar. This kind of thing. What in the world? Oh my gosh. My thing just started scrolling without any help from me. It was very crazy. Crazy, go nuts. Thank you, Jester, also for resubscribing. For 16 months. There you go. Don't forget, you have to resubscribe sometimes on Twitch, or you just kind of slide by and you're getting all this lovely entertainment for free. And information, by the way. Who the hell else, honestly? Who do you think, bless their hearts, you think the folks over at TYT do this kind of research? They don't. They just talk out of their ass and fling their poo at the screen and hope you don't notice. I love Pac-Man, but is he funny like this? No. I bring it all. Just saying. I'm coming for all you guys. I may have only been on doing this show for a year, but for fuck's sake, I'm elbowing my way into position. Just saying. Seriously, Hal SMR is totally coming soon. Just get 2 microphones and whisper into it. I'll just tell you facts about reality. All right, here we go. So let's go. Shit.
Be changed, okay? Otherwise it would be so sad. You wouldn't even want to talk about it. But what's happened in New York, de Blasio is the worst mayor. It's filthy dirty.
It's filthy dirty. Well, let's be honest. Oh, Hype Train. Hype Train. Come on, Twitch, Hype Train. That's right. A lot of you just remembered that you'd forgotten to resubscribe. So sometimes when I remind you of that, then you subscribe. And that really does the Hype Train. That's what really brings it. What's wrong with vacationing in Mexico? Well, the Mexican government is half cartel, and the other half is shitty towards migrants and does some really gnarly stuff. And so, therefore, go someplace else until they straighten up their act. I would say the same thing about traveling in China, and I love Chinese culture so much. I would love to go visit there more, but it's fucked up right now. And what they're doing to the Uyghurs, no way. What they're doing to the democracy movement in Hong Kong, no. So therefore, no, not going. Same thing applies to Mexico in a lot of ways. Yeah, vacay in the USA. At least we're self-responsible for this stuff. Yeah. Level 2 Hype Train already. Bless your hearts, you guys with the bits and the stuff and the hugs. Thanks. See, that's it. Twitch knows how. And my Twitch chat knows how to party. And oh, sorry. I'm sorry. You were busy spitting all over Janine's lap.
People are living on Park Avenue. They're living in tents in the most incredible streets where people come from all over the world and they pay tax, and which gives our police the money. They have to refund the police.
Oh, God, the fucking slurping. Jesus Christ, man.
To give the police more money. But what's happening in New York and what's happening in Chicago, where
they're not defunding the police in either of those fucking cities.
88 people were shot last month and 6 died. I don't even know how only 6 died. 88 people were shot.
Well, quite frankly, it's these strict gun laws. You're not even allowed to learn how to be a good shooter in Chicago.
Look at a weekend they had a little while ago where they had a weekend, Labor Day weekend, where many people were shot.
Let's talk about Hunter Biden and especially.
Look at that edit. Look at that fucking edit. Just chop the shit out of that. Hey, hype train. I think it's not filling up because they're bouncing out. You guys are so, like, it all happens once.
Council. This week, Merrick Garland.
Fill the cup. All right.
Asked again about what.
What? Wait a minute.
About Hunter Biden and a special counsel. This week.
Hold on. Back up. Back the fuck up.
Where many people were shot.
Let's talk about Hunter Biden and a special counsel. This week, Merrick Garland.
Okay, what's happening there? What is this? And that's a piece of tape. Is that just like when you put your hair back behind your ears?
Was asked again about whether or not he would appoint a special counsel to investigate Hunter Biden. Again, Hunter Biden, who couldn't get his art, so-called art, listed in any gallery until his father became president, now selling at the same prices as a Monet or a Degas.
Yeah.
No special counsel. That's gotta eat it.
I think that's the least of it. But the art is so
I think that's the least of it because Eric wants to try that, and if I shut him down.
terrible. So he's getting $500,000 a painting.
Right.
And I was saying.
Oh, if you want to watch Trump get jealous right now, it's coming.
That a Monet was getting less. Okay. It's
Son of a bitch. Okay, listen to this. She tells him something, and he repeats it as if he heard it somewhere else, not just from her.
No.
No special counsel. That's gotta eat it.
I think that's the least.
Wait, back up. What does she say? Let her tell the story.
Hunter Biden and a special counsel. This week, Merrick Garland was asked again about whether or not he would appoint a special counsel to investigate Hunter Biden. Again, Hunter Biden, who couldn't get his art, so-called art, listed in any gallery until his father became president, now selling at the same prices as a Monet or a Degas.
Yeah.
No special counsel. That's gotta eat it.
I think that's the least of it. But the art is so terrible. So he's getting $500,000 a painting.
Right.
And I was seeing that a Monet was getting less. Okay.
You didn't see shit. She just said that to you. Why are you repeating it as if we didn't all just watch her say that to your face?
It's such a terrible situation. And we're not going to learn who the buyers are. Should I buy one?
But isn't
It'll
Hunter
give me great
Biden
access to the White House.
You don't actually have any money. Yeah, that's the problem. And yes, try to buy access to the White House. Buy one of his paintings and see how far it gets you.
They say that there's a wall. They have no idea, but there are people who are actually coming to the exhibits. So,
first of all, the concept of it is ridiculous. And you said it couldn't get in the past. I don't think he ever painted before. I think he just started. So he's learning by the numbers. And
by the way, let's see. George. That didn't help. Hold on. Hold on one second. Hold on. Now, this when you think of art and Biden, you think of him getting paid a lot for the artwork. Hunter Biden but there's a firewall so that the White House doesn't know who's paying for this idea. In theory, Trump spent $60,000 in foundation money to buy a vanity portrait. Michael Cohen reveals in testimony. Donald Trump's former personal lawyer, Michael Cohen, testified before the U.S. Congress that he stated that U.S. president used $60,000 in funds from his now dissolved charitable foundation to buy a portrait of himself at the Hamptons Fair in 2013. Cohen stated that Trump set up a fake buyer to bid on his portrait by the artist William Quigley at the Art Hamptons auction so that it would garner the highest price among all the works on sale. So he drove it up essentially and then used charity funds to pay for it. As the last lot, the portrait ultimately went for $60,000 and the Trump Foundation then repaid the straw bidder. Cohen also testified that the portrait is now displayed in a country club owned by Trump. The defunct foundation's other questionable spending includes buying another portrait of Trump at auction for $10,000 after no bids were placed. Trump's charity purchased a portrait of him after no one else bid on it. That's delicious. That's the one where he's on, it shows him with his leg on a chair or some shit like that. No one else bid, Footer said, adding that the foundation was then stuck with the painting. Oh, it's so good. Such a joy. So much fun. Hold on 1 second. Dump this down here. I'm going to have to shut some of these pages because there's so much stuff up. And I have another video I want to show you.
Let me tell you, I believe that as bad as that is, it's peanuts compared to other things, okay? But it's...
Yeah.
Is it peanuts compared to the diseases that COVID is peanuts to? Or is it peanuts just compared to peanuts in general? Or is it peanuts and compared to, like... Jimmy Carter's jobs numbers, like your numbers are peanuts compared to his, ironically. Isn't that funny? Isn't that funny how even with more people in the country, Jimmy Carter actually created more jobs in one term than Donald Trump did by double. So your economic numbers are peanuts to Jimmy Carter's numbers. Isn't that funny? Weird, especially considering what you think of. You think of sort of Carter's his term as an example of the worst possible presidency. You were floating that earlier. That's just I like it.
It's horrible. I've had people say that's a terrible thing. That is a terrible thing.
Is that what they say? They walk up to you and people have, let me get this right. People have walked up to you and said that is a terrible thing, and you repeat, that is a terrible thing. And much like when Jeanine Pirro just said that Hunter Biden's getting $500,000 for painting and people are buying Monets for less. And then you go, yeah, he's getting $500,000. And I've seen that Monets are going for less. You mean you're a porous-brained old fart who just repeats shit in front of people in an attempt to get them to like you? Weird.
Going on, and they're getting numbers like nobody has ever gotten.
A lot of money
nobody's
following
gotten. In fact, I'm thinking about opening up my own gallery.
I'm
giving it, yeah, I'm going to.
How much are you going to charge?
I think $2 million a painting.
Yeah?
If he gets 500,
who are you going to paint?
I'll paint whatever the hell I have to paint to get $2 million.
Mr.
You broke son of a bitch. Please start painting. Please start painting and selling them. Oh my God. I can't wait. Let's get, yeah. I'm sure it won't look anything like the artwork found in, I don't know, One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
And thank you so much for having us here at this beautiful Mar-a-Lago, and thank you for taking the time for us.
Thank you, Jeanine.
Yeah, thank you for interrupting your Coke nap with your blazingly red, burned out eyes and your odd pink under eye makeup.
Thank you very much.
Hey, Sean Hannity here.
Shit. Oh my God, what a mess.